This video is going to be about a simple process that you can use to take the first steps to start your own business so that you can have control over your income and your time. All right. And if you want true freedom in your life, you will need control of both of those things. So, if you don't know me, my name is Justin Tarr. I am from Boston, Massachusetts. I quit my job, my 9 to 5 in the Carpenters Union back in Boston back in 2013. Moved out to Nashville, Tennessee to start my own business flipping houses. Did that for about 8, 9 years. Learned had a bunch of ups and downs, but it was the best decision I've ever made. And that shift from being an employee to an entrepreneur was the biggest shift in my life. And it gave me the freedom that I needed to live the life how I want to live. And I want that for you. All right, so let's jump in on these 5 steps. Okay. So, step 1 is creating your vision. Okay. This is so important. And this is something that most people don't do. To be honest with you, most people who really want to start their business, they either get overwhelmed by all the options and they never start a business, or they just start a business because they think they can make a lot of money and they shortly find out it wasn't the right business for them. And now they just have a job that they can't quit, right? It's a terrible trap to be in. But we want to create a vision, all right? Create the vision of the life that you actually want to live, right? Like, this is an example of the life I want to live. I want to be able to have a business where I can, serve people, but do it in my own way. I can go on hikes, make videos, share information that's going to help people. But again, not being told what to do, but just doing it because this is what I want to do. And again, I'm on a hike right now in beautiful Sedona by myself. I mean, this is incredible. Look at this view. Yikes. But this is part of my vision, right? This is part of how I want to live my life. And it's so important to figure this out. So when you're creating a vision for your life, okay, you want to understand, like, first of all, how do you want to spend your day, right? Like, when do you want to wake up? I know for me, waking up in the morning was the worst. I mean, ever since I was in school, getting woken up by my mother every morning, I was miserable almost every morning of my life. And when I was thinking about the vision for my life, how I want to live, I want to wake up whenever I wake up. I don't ever want to use an alarm clock. I just want to wake up. Okay. And that was very important to me. Now, you're just going to have to figure out how you want to go about your day. All right. Do you want to work from your computer? Do you want to have the ability to travel? Do you want to have your own shop? Do you want to stay where you're at, where you live right now? Um, do you want to work, only a couple hours a day, right? Do you want to spend time with your family? Do you want to go on trips? Getting really clear on how you want to live your life. With the people that I work with, I usually start with just identifying where you are today. All right. And what I do is we go over and we figure out the key areas of your life right now, today. So if you're single, you may look at your health, your career, your finances, your living situation, and, the time that you spend for yourself. Okay. If you're married, have kids, you'd want to add in there, your relationship with your kids, your marriage, uh, the trips and the time you spend together as a family. Like, really just understanding where you are and how happy are you in each one of those areas of your life. The reason a vision is so important is because you need a why. Because when you're talking about starting your own business, you're talking about making a major change in your life. It's going to impact every area of your life. Okay. So understanding how you want to live, how you want to go about your days is going to be incredibly important when it comes to choosing the right business for you. Okay. Next is going to be setting the goal. All right. So, number two is setting your goal to start your own business. Right out of the gate, you don't have to know exactly what business you're going to start. That's going to come in later steps. But just setting the goal that you are going to start your own business. This is important because you need something to be focusing on every day. Okay. And this goal here is going to be a major stepping stone to you living that lifestyle, living that vision in the previous step, right? So setting a goal, whether you're writing it out every single day, you're intentional about spending 10, 15 minutes just thinking about what you could do to start your own business, what kind of business would fit your lifestyle, that's going to be incredibly important. Now, step three is something that a lot of people overlook. All right. You are a product of your environment. And this step is all about auditing your environment. Okay. Because again, you're talking about making a big change in your life. And you are a product of your environment. Okay. So the people you hang out with, the habits that you have, the beliefs that you have, those are all in alignment with the results that you're getting right now. Okay. And most likely they're not in alignment with starting your own business. Most people have a ton of limiting beliefs around starting their own business, whether they don't have the time, they don't have the money, they don't have the experience, they don't have the support, whatever it is. Okay. You really want to identify the people that you hang out with, the where you spend your time, what are your thoughts and your beliefs around starting a business, and then what are the habits that you have on a day-to-day basis, right? Are you going home, binge watching TV, scrolling on, social media for hours? You want to identify these things because, again, we're talking about starting your own business, and it's gonna cause you to start doing things different, right? You're gonna have to start taking action towards starting your own business, and that means allocating some of your time and resources to doing so. And again, this might mean you're gonna have to stop hanging out with the people that you're hanging out with right now. You might have to stop going out on the weekends. You might have to, start reading certain books and clean up your social media feed. Okay. But that's step number three, which is audit your environment. And step number four is make a committed decision. Okay. We are not taught how to make decisions. From the time we're kids, we're told what to do, right? We're told what to do by our parents. Once we get into school, our teachers and our coaches are telling us what to do. And then once we get out of school, we get a job. Our bosses and our managers are telling us what to do. So most people will actually go through their entire lives without really making any serious decisions for themselves. And you're going to have to make the decision to start your own business. Okay? It's not just going to happen. So something that you have to understand when it comes to starting your own business is the decision to do something new is also a decision to stop doing something that you're doing right now. Okay. So again, this comes back to those habits that we identified in the previous step. Those things you're going to have to let go of, and you're going to have to replace those habits with new habits that are in alignment with starting your own business. So again, this could be studying. This could be networking. This could be reading books, listening to podcasts, whatever it is. You're going to have to start replacing things. So when you're making a decision, you have to be willing to let go of those things. If you're not, then you're not serious enough to start your own business. And that's okay. You just have to be honest with yourself, okay? Because again, your time is accounted for right now. Everyone is busy, okay? Everybody might not be productive, but everyone is busy. So again, this just comes down to you being willing, being willing to let go of some of your habits to replace them with habits that will actually move you closer to starting your own business. All right, and that leads us into step number 5, which is create your process. Okay, now this is the step that we start getting serious. Okay, and in this step, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you prioritize personal development. Okay, because you are going to have to go up against those limiting beliefs, and those things don't just disappear. Okay, you were born in an environment that was the belief system. All right, so you grew up your entire life with these beliefs. It's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to just wake up one day and all of your limiting beliefs are going to be gone. This is a process, okay? And this is why personal development is so important when you actually have a goal to do something big in your life. For most people, personal development isn't even worth it because they're not serious enough to actually have a real goal. You need a goal in order to implement personal development into your life, okay? Because again, personal development is all about entertaining new ideas to inspire you to take action towards, the thing that you want. Step out of your comfort zone, all right? Now, when it comes to creating your process, this is when you really want to start looking back at your vision and start identifying, okay, that lifestyle that I want to live, okay? I want to live in this type of house. I want to have kids. I want to, own X amount of land and, whatever that lifestyle is that you want. Just ballpark a number that you feel would allow you to live that lifestyle. Okay? So say it's 200 grand a year. Now we want to start identifying what kind of business would allow you to earn that amount of money and live that lifestyle, right? We're not going to say, hey, you know what? Let's just start a pizza shop, a local pizza shop that's going to require you to be there every day. If you truly want the lifestyle of traveling, working from your computer, it's obviously not in alignment with your ideal lifestyle, right? So we want to now brainstorm business ideas, okay? And the easiest way to do this is just look at your hobbies and your passions. What are you interested in? Okay? What are you interested in? And if you don't know, like off the top of your head, just go through your social media feeds. The algorithms are really good about identifying what you're interested in. All right? And actually, if you want, I do have a little cheat sheet I created. I think it's like the 100 hobbies or interests that I don't know, I think it was something like would allow you to earn at least 100 grand a year. And honestly, all of those you could potentially earn 200 grand a year. I mean, I'm a true believer that any business that you start can be scaled to whatever number you truly want. But if you have a hard time identifying interests and hobbies, let me know. Just comment below. Just list. Send me the list. Okay? Just comment that below and I'll send it over to you. But you really want to identify your hobbies and your passions. So if you had maybe 5 or 10 hobbies and passions that you identified and you went to ChatGPT and you sent it a prompt. ChatGPT, based on these hobbies and interests, what are some business ideas that I could pursue that would earn me at least $200,000 a year? Okay. Now this is going to start spitting out some business ideas. And that's when you start really thinking about this. What resonates with you? Okay. Really give yourself the opportunity to get inspired. That's the key. When you find something that interests you, then you can go to YouTube and start, searching how to start this type of business. Start consuming some information. Make sure it's something that's truly inspiring to you. Okay, if it's not, just go to the next one. Next business idea. All right? Do this until you find something that inspires you to take action. All right? Once you find that thing, then you can get a little bit more granular, right? What are the steps to start this business? You can go back to YouTube, find those steps, right? You can go to ChatGPT, do the same thing. But you don't want to, you can watch a video or look at a list of all the steps that, are given to you in order to get an understanding of what is required, okay? But you don't want to get hung up. You want to just figure out how to take the first step. Start experimenting. That's what this process is all about. Step 5 is all about experimenting, because your way of doing this, your way of starting your business is going to be a lot different than somebody else's, okay? There is not one size fits all for starting a business. Even if it's the same business, everybody's journey to starting that business is different. Okay, everybody runs into different obstacles, learns different lessons. So your objective is just to find what resonates with you, a process that actually you're inspired by and you're interested in. Again, this is an example of my process, right? I started thinking, what could I do to start a YouTube channel, right? And I love the kind of walk and talk style videos. I watch them myself. I love going on hikes, going fishing, paddle boarding. So I figured this could be something I could do, and I could do all of those things while still making videos. So this is, again, just something that I'm experimenting with for my process. But you're going to have to spend the time to figure out your process. All right, so that is the 5 steps to freedom. That's what I call it, the 5 steps to freedom. And if you would like to figure out or find out how to work with me, just go in the description below, and I have a link to join the wait list. That will also give me opportunity to just get in contact with you. Depending on when you sign up for the wait list, I might be running a 5-day challenge or some workshop or something. And then if I have some coaching spots open, then I'll let you know as well. But at the end of the day, just sign up for the wait list. That will, again, get us in contact, and then we'll just see what happens. All right, I'd love to help you out if we're a good fit, but this is the key. Keep it simple, okay? Follow these 5 steps and give yourself the opportunity to get inspired, because if you truly want to live a fulfilling life, you want to have control of your income and your time. And starting your own business is truly the way to do that.